Hello, everyone. Welcome along to my five for the Grand National. The National itself is just under 24 hours away. I, for one, can't wait for the race, and it should be a fantastic spectacle. So, to run through my five for the big race tomorrow at 5:15, we're going to start off with Back on the Lash, although the ground might have just gone against him now. He doesn't want the rain. The rain's been pouring down all day at Aintree, so it might just come up against him tomorrow. But he's got some very nice calls and distance form on the sounder surface, jumps incredibly well. But as I said, I'm just slightly concerned about the ground going against Back on the Lash now. And if that's the case, then I felt a huge price. A horse who got as far as the first last year. Enjoy Dalen would go close. He was 80 to 1. I do believe he's now as short as 40 to 1. So there has been some sort of market move for Enjoy Dalen. Maybe each way money, I'm not too sure. But he got as far as the first fence last year. Was 20 to 1 for the Grand National last year itself, too. He's almost doubled the price now for the race this year. Hasn't shown much form since then, but he stays incredibly well. Should he get over the first fence and into a nice rhythm, I think he can outrun his big odds and at least hit the frame. Depending on how many places your bookmakers are paying, he might be one to at least hit the first seven or first eight. I also felt Cocoa Beach at a massive price too could go close, around about the 40 to 1, 33 to 1 mark. Harry Cobden's got a very nice spare eye. He's picked up for Gordon Elliott and Giggins down as well. His handicap mark was blown with a win a couple of starts ago. I think it was in the Irish National Trial itself. But he's a horse who comes seventh in the race last year, and he should get round and give Harry Cobden a good spin. Number four on my list was Vanillier. Now, look, he's not the best of jumpers, but he stays incredibly well. A former Albert Bartlett winner a couple of years ago now. I think he's got a cracking chance of at least hitting the frame here too. He'll love the stamina test. The ground should be no problem for him at all. But the only slight concern is his jumping. If it can hold up, he should go very close here. If it all falls apart, then it could be a long afternoon for Vanillier. But I think he's got a really good chance here, around about the 18 to 1 mark now from 20s. My third choice on my list is Any Second Now. He must be one of the most unluckiest national horses in recent years, from getting brought to a complete standstill 2 years ago to still finish second behind Manila Times, and to then bump into the extremely well handicapped in hindsight Noble Yates last year as well. The handicap has shown Any Second Now no mercy at all, carrying top weight this time around. It's going to be a very tall order for Ted Walsh's horse here, but I think he's got a very good chance. Looks to be the best each way bet of the race for me. He's very effective round here. He's been placed the last two very close. And crossing the Melon Road for the second time, I think Any Second Now will be bang there, and he should give people who are backing him some each way return as well. I think he's around about the 14 to 1 mark at the moment, but should go close. The second horse on my short list is Delta Work. He was placed in the race last year, a cross country winner this year, beating Galvin at the festival in soft ground. The ground will be no problem here, I don't think at all. Travels very nicely, will stay incredibly well, and I think he can go two places better and at least win the Grand National, possibly, for Gordon Elliott and Giggins Down stud, looking to repeat the feat of dual winner Tiger Roll in 18 and 19 as well. But the main horse I'm banking on to win the Grand National this year is a horse I've been really keen on for the last all season really now, is Longhouse Poet, trained by Martin Brazel. JJ Slevin takes the ride. He's around about 14 to 1 at the moment, I do believe, at the last time I checked. His prep, apart from the unseat and the Bobby Joe chase, has been relatively plain sailing, really. His prep's gone smoothly. I don't buy what people were saying that he didn't stay last year. I just felt he raced far too exuberantly in the race last year, and his stamina blew out towards the end. He was far too keen early on. Really did take to the fences a long way, but was far too keen early on. That just paid to his chances late on. I thought if they can just ride him a bit more conservatively, conserve his energy early on, he'll be staying on towards the end of the finish. We look back to 2004 in Hedge Hunter. He was far too keen in Abbey House's Grand National and falling at the last and falling a very tired horse before coming back the following year in 2005 and winning by an absolute wide margin in the end. I think this can be the exact same case for Longhouse Poet this time around. I think he's got a cracking chance here. He beat Wild Mag last time, and Wild Mag by some shrewd people on social media and within the racing world to at least run well in the Grand National this year at a massive price, around about 50 to 1, I do believe it is. But I think Longhouse Poet's got a cracking chance here, and he could give Martin Brazel his second Grand National to go alongside number 6 Valverde in 2006. We'll also give a brief mention to defending champion Noble Yates. He carries joint top weight, I do believe, this time around. He's had a very good prep run so far this season. His season's been very, very good. A Many Clouds Chase win, the staying on place effort in the Cotswold Chase, and his Gold Cup run was probably the best Grand National trial you could probably want to run, really. He was outpaced for a large part of the Gold Cup before flying home to hit the frame. He'll love the stamina test again. It should bring out the best in him. The slight weight is the increase in his handicap mark and carrying joint top weight is a slight hindrance, but I expect him to be bang there, and he should have a very good chance and give Sean Bone a very good spin. Those were my five for the Grand National, guys. I'm interested to hear what you guys think will run around the Grand National, what your fancies are. and also where your money's going as well. So fingers crossed, we have no protesters ruin the race, and we can all enjoy the Grand National tomorrow at 5:15, and hopefully we'll find the winner.